I think it's around women understanding different ways to be leaders. I think women also understanding that they can be themselves and be comfortable in a leadership role and not have to sort of adopt a model, perhaps of a male model of leadership. We want them also to network, to kind of meet other women, to see what other challenges women are facing. We want them to think about the literature, about some of the really interesting research that's around, particularly in Amanda's book on leadership for the disillusioned, and I guess partly on mine, to think about that as well. I think we want them to reflect as well on their own leadership and what's worked for them and what hasn't. So it's got a series of goals, but it is one about a balance in your life as well, about a kind of a mindfulness, I guess, which is an Amanda's term, would be an important part of it too. I understand that people feel that you can talk about leadership more generally, and clearly we do. And I think a lot of the leadership concepts that we talk about are actually related to men or women. But we really were keen to run a program for women only. I think that women feel more comfortable, certainly those who've been in the program so far, coming together with other women, to listen to their experiences, to share that experiences, I think in a very safe and trusting and comfortable environment. And I think also for women, we face a lot of challenges, and in terms of family, I know men do as well, but in terms of family and balance and just feeling confident in ourselves. So we like the women-only focus, and I think that the women who've come along have found it really challenging and really interesting, though, to hear from other women. One of the important parts is the course is focused on women in the public sector. We certainly do use it as an opportunity to have women talk about what it's like in the public sector. I mean, because it is different to working in the private sector and not-for-profit. So I think there are particular challenges, but also quite a supportive environment for many women in the government as well. So by bringing perhaps women from other government sectors, outsiders who might come and speak, or others who might perhaps come for the dinner and share their experiences as well, I think we were able to have the women think about the public sector, perhaps get a confidence that across the whole of the public sector there are some differences, but in many cases some similarities. So I like the idea that it's focused on women in all levels of the public sector. We probably need some more from local government, but certainly from state and federal government, and of course New Zealand from all levels as well. A number of senior women have, in fact, come and done the program, and it's, I think, been an attractive program for them. Sometimes to reinforce their own way of working and seeing things, and to be able to talk with others at a similar level. But I think as time goes on, we'll see more women from the sort of aspiring levels, I guess, and perhaps not quite as senior in different public sector organisations, who will see it as a good opportunity for them to learn, both from perhaps their own colleagues at that level and some senior women. So we've been really keen to, in the 120 women who've come so far, to make sure that we try and meet their needs, but we also want them to share and become part of an alumni, so that they do help each other. But I think it fits all levels. I think it's a course that isn't particularly targeted at that senior level, but that's who's come so far. Perhaps the future, and we certainly are keen that we get women from across New Zealand and Australia who want to come to that program, and we hope that they will get a lot out of it, as the ones who so far have done it have enjoyed it, I think. Well, I think we designed the program to kind of start really with women talking a bit about themselves, about where they come from, and having to be a bit revealing about perhaps what their mum might think about them, or perhaps what someone else might think about them. So there's a part of that. we get them to think about challenges they've faced, and in some of those they certainly do discuss what it's like to lead a team or a major complex issue that they're trying to grapple with. There's a lovely flow in the program, which I think we've got much better. Some of the cases we've used help reinforce that. So we're really talking about sort of, working in the public sector, creating public value, but also some of the challenges of change. And then gradually, as the course flows through, we come very much down to the individual, to their own state of mind, their own well-being, the ways that they listen, the ways that they communicate, so that it kind of finishes with, I think, a challenge as well for them to think about, what the future holds for them, think about the plans they might have, how they cope, how they develop resilience. And so you kind of have come through from the big picture to managing a team and then to an individual. And we've done a lot of thinking about sort of blending the program in that way, and I think the feedback we get, which is pretty positive, a lot of the people who've come have really enjoyed it and found it a great experience, has in fact touched on all of the aspects of their working lives and perhaps their private life as well.